Issue 12 different cities and towns, along with fire departments from across the country, have sued. They argue these companies restricted competition and drove up prices. And as we saw, the effects of this are real and can be devastating.
From Clearwater, instead of engine 99, you'll be getting task force 92.
It took us a long time to get the trucks that we needed.
Brian Tobin, the chief for Daisy Mountain Fire and Medical, says it wasn't weeks or months, but years. 4 years. His district serves Anthem, Black Canyon City, Cave Creek, Desert Hills, and New River. They rely on 6 fire stations to cover 250 square miles, meaning their fire trucks get a lot of mileage.
We had to go out on the market and buy trucks from other fire departments, used equipment, just to get us through this very difficult time where it took 4 years for us to get our delivery of trucks.
They managed to buy 2 trucks from Mesa and another from Minnesota. Tobin, like many fire chiefs, chalked it up to the pandemic and supply chain issues. But the problem never went away. Phoenix Fire says the wait time for a new engine truck is 3 years. A ladder truck takes 4 years.
We're paying 41% more for a fire truck today than we paid for that fire truck in 2020, for example.
Fire officials say the average price for a pumper truck in 2015 was less than $500,000. Now it's more than $1 million. The cost for a ladder truck has also doubled, now topping $2 million. What's behind that? Some say it's the result of a series of acquisitions of more than 24 independent fire truck makers to just 3 companies: Rev Group, Pierce Manufacturing, owned by Oshkosh, and Rosenbauer.
As a result, some 70 to 80% of the market is controlled by 3 or 4 companies.
The issue so alarming, it was the subject of a congressional hearing back in September.
They appear to have transformed a once vibrant industry into a racket designed to flagrantly profiteer off of shortages and backlogs.
Representatives from 2 of those companies called to testify.
This was because of a 43% increase in orders between 2022 and 2023, and we are working every day to get those lower.
We have not participated in any anti-competitive behavior.
The impacts of this were front and center during the LA wildfires when dozens of trucks were out of service. It's also made getting parts harder to come by and more expensive.
We are seeing a constant pattern here of more and more backlogs, higher and higher wait times, and yet more and more profits by the companies.
In Daisy Mountain, as Chief Tobin anxiously awaited his 4 new trucks, in June 2023, he received this letter from Rev Group, citing problems with Cummins L9 engine availability, requesting these units be converted to a different, larger engine. Action needed to be taken immediately, but it came at a cost, about $60,000 per truck.
We were leveraged with pay the money, pay more money to get the new motor, the different motor installed, or lose your place in line.
It didn't sit right with Tobin. He reached out to Cummins, the company that makes that engine.
I was told personally that it wasn't the motor manufacturer, and they worked out whatever they had to work out.
They were asking for this money, claiming they couldn't put a set engine in the truck because it was no longer being built, but it was being built.
Yeah, you can draw conclusions a lot of different ways on what happened.
Ultimately, Tobin says he was able to get the engine they originally ordered. Rev Group didn't respond to questions about this, but all of it has led our local fire departments to get creative. 28 of them now coming together, trying to agree on one specific truck they can all order, looking to increase buying power, reduce costs, and speed up delivery.
It's probably out of desperation at this point.
Is this issue something that keeps you up at night?
This is a pretty complicated issue. I would say it's stressful because it's a large responsibility for a fire chief or a fire district to provide services to the public.
In response to our questions, Pierce and Rosenbauer sent statements that denied any wrongdoing. They say their focus remains on supporting first responders. Rev Group did not respond, but during that testimony, their representative also defended their work, saying they are trying to scale up operations.
They need the best equipment, but they can't just write blank checks. What's the status of that class action lawsuit now?
So the firm behind the lawsuit is still trying to recruit other cities, towns, fire departments to come on board, trying to kind of get more people involved. At this point, we know it's going to take place in Wisconsin. That's where 2 of those 3 companies are based. And the next hearing on this is scheduled for next month.
Interesting to hear so many of them